Hi, I'm Ramgopal from presentationprocess.com. In this video, you will learn a very handy technique called moving highlight effect in PowerPoint. This effect is extremely useful to focus your audience's attention on different points one at a time on your slide. Yes, this is an alternative to my previous video where I showed you how to present a linear process flow one point at a time. And there I showed you a technique where you can present your ideas one at a time by making copies of your slide and then highlighting one point at a time. If you have not watched that video, I highly recommend that you go to that particular video, watch the technique, because this one picks up from the same technique, but I'm going to show you a very different and a very creative way to present the highlight in a way that will captivate your audience. Take a look at how this technique works. As you can see here, first I show all three elements on the slide. Now, when I present the information, I draw the viewer's attention to just the first point. And once I am done, I take the viewer's attention to the next point and then the next point. What really makes this particular technique so appealing is that it uses a very common metaphor, which is about highlighting a particular place using a spotlight. And we are recreating that spotlight using some simple techniques in PowerPoint. I'm going to show you how exactly to create this from scratch in this video tutorial. I'm going to start with this slide where we have three text-based elements. First, let us go to Auto Shapes menu. From Basic Shapes, let us pick up this oval tool. Let us hold the Shift button down as we draw a perfect circle. Then, let us make a copy of this by pressing Ctrl D, and then let us give it a different color. In this case, we want to give this beautiful bright yellow color, and I'm going to remove the outline, and this one is going to be placed right on top of the earlier circle. As you can see here, it is exactly placed on top of the earlier one. Now let me select the yellow circle, hold the Ctrl button down as I click and drag from the corner. When I click and drag from the corner while holding the yellow button, you can see that I'm able to resize with all the proportions intact. Now this is exactly in the center of the circle. Now let us select the outer circle, remove the outline, and then let us give it some kind of a gradient. So I'm going to right click, go to Format Shape, and then use Fill option and Gradient Fill option. As you can see here, the typical gradient fill that gets filled up is like this one. You can always change the colors the way you want. For example, this one can be white, and this one, the second stop, can be, say, this kind of a light gray, and this one can be a lighter gray, and this one can be maybe a darker gray. So you play with the various shades, it doesn't really matter. And once it is done, this looks like a chrome plate, which is typically the holding structure for any light bulb. So I'm going to select both of these elements. I'm going to press Ctrl G to group them, and then I'm going to apply a 3D effect. So let us go to the effects option here, go to 3D rotation, go to presets, and then under parallel, I'm going to use this option called as off axis one top. As you can see, this 3D circle is lying flat on the ground. Then let us go to 3D format. Let us apply some kind of top bevel. But this time I'm going to apply the bevel only to the outer circle. So I'm going to select the outer circle, and you can see that it shows that I've selected the outer circle, and the bevel that I'm going to apply is maybe this one, hard edge, or this. It totally depends on your preference. So I'm going to select this one, which is called as convex. So that is beautiful. Now let us add some depth to this one. Let us go to 3D format once again, go to depth, and maybe we can add some 30 points as the depth. Maybe it is a little too much. Maybe let us go with, say, 20 points. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Now we have got the light source ready. If you want, you can always add a bit of shadow so that it stays grounded. So let us go to the effects option, go to shadow, and let us go to the one in the center called outer and offset center. And then let us increase the size to, say, around, yeah, that is adequate, 110%. And maybe you can add a little bit of blur so that there is a little more realistic shadow here. Beautiful. Now we have got our light source ready. Now we need to create the light beam that focuses on each of these points. For that, let me go to Auto Shapes menu. Under Lines, I'm going to pick up this tool called as Freeform Shape. Click on it, and then you can see that the cursor turns into crosshairs. Then I'm going to create a polygonal shape that imitates a light beam. So let us click on the point here. So this is the point from where it starts, and then let us go here and let us click again, and then let us click in the corner, and then let us click somewhere around here, and then let us click to the bulb again, and then let us close the loop by clicking on the starting point. So when you take your cursor somewhere close to the starting point, you can see that the shape gets filled. That is the time when you know that you've touched the starting point. Now I'm going to click and I'm going to release my cursor. If you want to make some final adjustments, you can do so by going to right click, edit points, and then make some minor adjustments so that everything is perfect. Once this is done, I'm going to apply some kind of a gradient fill for this one as well. So let us go to Shape Fill and then give it a yellow color. So that is the first point. And then let us go to Shape Outline and remove the outline. Now we need to add a bit of gradient fill with transparency for this one. So let us select this, go to the fill option here, go to gradient fill. You can see that this is something that we had used earlier for this particular gradient fill. So let us change that. Maybe we can use something like this one, which is light gradient accent 4. Yeah, that looks beautiful. And let us try and play with the transparency. So here it is almost white. So let us take it as white, and then let us have the transparency like say 100%. Then for the next one, the next step, since we have taken something which is a preset gradient, we are not really changing much of the positions. We are just going to play with whatever positions or the stops that are already there. I'm going to change the color to the yellow color that we have for the bulb, because that will be in line with the color of the bulb. And I'm going to add slight bit of transparency here so that the text is clearly visible. The third one is going to be the same yellow color. This time I'm going to add a little bit of transparency, a little lesser transparency like so. And the last one is going to be the same yellow color and maybe a very light transparency, just like that, so that the bulb is clearly visible. You can of course make some minor adjustments to make sure that everything looks proper. Now that is beautiful. Now what we have done is we have shown the highlight for the first point. Now we need to make a copy of this slide. So let us go to the thumbnail here, and this is the one that we are working on. Let us make a duplicate slide, and this time I'm going to turn the attention to the second point. So all I need to do is to right click, go to edit point, move this point all the way here, and then remove this point by right clicking and deleting, and then move this point somewhere around here. Yeah, that's good enough. Now we have our second focus in place. Now I'm going to duplicate this once again, and I'm going to have the same thing happening to the right hand side as well. You can do this way, or you can always make a copy of this. So let me delete the one that I made of copy of the second one. So let us take the copy of the first one and place it after the second point. And this time I'm going to take this and I'm going to go to Arrange, Rotate, and say Flip Horizontal. And I'm going to move this so that it is able to do the work pretty nicely for the right hand side. Maybe we need to slightly extend this, and maybe this one needs to be moved as well. Maybe I can go to the edit points and do that a little more correctly. Yep, that is beautiful. Done. So we have the third point highlighted as well. And now, as we had done in the earlier video where I showed you how to present a linear process flow one point at a time, I'm going to apply a simple fade transition between the slides. So I'm going to select the second slide and the third slide, and I'm going to apply a transition called fade transition. So that is a very important one. And then for the first one, I want to present this beam with a wipe animation. So let us go to the animation here, This is the first of the 3 highlights. As you can see here, this is the first point being highlighted. I want to use a wipe animation, and you can see that this is the way the light flows onto the point. That is beautiful, and this happens on a click. Now let us go to the slideshow. You can see the 3 points. On a click, the first point is focused, then the second point is focused, and then the third point is focused. This is a very beautiful and visual way in which you can draw the viewer's attention to different points on your slide. Now, there is an even better way to highlight different points on your slide using advanced custom animation. I'm going to show you some options available in our comprehensive all-in-one PowerPoint bundle. In case you didn't know, Comprehensive All-in-One PowerPoint Bundle is a collection of more than 4020 PowerPoint templates that allow you to make over any text-based slide into clear and creative visual slides in a matter of minutes. Now let us see some example templates that show the technique that I have just highlighted. Now this one is a template from Comprehensive All-in-One Bundle, and it shows text highlighted with moving spotlight. On the first click, I have the first point shown. You can of course replace this text with your own text, and then you can see that the highlight beautifully moves to the second point, and then the highlight moves to the third point. Awesome, isn't it? Now let us go to the next template, and this one shows 7 points highlighted in sequence. First, we talk about the first point, and then the highlight moves to the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So this is another way in which you can present different highlights. And the next one is text highlighted with hanging spotlights. This is a little bit of an infographic style of highlight technique. You can see that we show the first light, and then we draw the viewer's attention to this particular topic, and then the second light, a hand comes and clicks the light, and then the second topic is highlighted, and then the final one. This is pretty visual, and especially when you want to create a video using PowerPoint, these kind of advanced animations can really make your videos pop. The next technique is this one, where we talk about individual points and we keep the individual points on the pedestal. First, we bring the first point onto the pedestal, and then we have the second point, and then we have the third point. As you can see here, on each click, one of the points comes on the pedestal and the previous point goes back to its original position. So that is the point here, and everything is already animated on this slide. You just need to replace this text with your own points. And then we have a couple of other examples which are fairly simple. Here is a list of 10 items, and we use moving highlight technique here. On the first click, I highlight the first point, and then you can see that the highlight moves to the second point, and then the third, fourth, and so on. So that is how this continues with the rest of the points. And the next example is this one, where we do the same thing but then in a different way. This is moving highlight effect using colored circle like this, the first one, and then the colored circle moves to the next one, and then you can see that we are able to draw the viewer's attention to the individual points on the slide. So those are some of the examples from our comprehensive all-in-one PowerPoint bundle. As you can imagine, there are 4020 of them, and each and every template is designed with a business professional like you in mind. We have ensured that any kind of business idea that you want to visualize is already factored in the templates collection. So you would be able to make over any of your boring text-based slides into really clear and creative visual slides in a matter of minutes using our highly editable templates. I will leave a link to Comprehensive All-in-One PowerPoint Bundle in the description box below this video. So please click on the link and know more about this useful product. And if you are a business professional, I think this is a no-brainer purchase that will give you the best ROI for your investment. And as a thank you for watching this video this far, I'm happy to invite you to our email course called 25 Creative PowerPoint Ideas. This is a free email course. It's a 5-day course, and I present 25 practical PowerPoint ideas that you can use in your next business presentation. You can enroll into this free course by clicking on the link here. So please click on the link and I will see you inside the email course. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.